Hi everybody, it's Mealtimes&Mouthfuls with Megan here. Welcome to my channel. If you're a first-time person, welcome back. If you're a continuing subscriber or return person, I am here to make a new recipe for you called Simple Tasty Meatballs. And they're chicken meatballs made with spinach, dry ranch, and you can add garlic powder and onion paste. So, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to get started, and what you need to start off with is 1 pound of ground chicken, 10 ounces, which you can barely see down here, I have enough, 10 ounces of frozen chopped spinach, thawed and drained, 1 packet right here of dry ranch dressing, and then to taste, onion and garlic powder. So this is going to be a brand new recipe, never made before, all new, all exciting, and we are going to test this out. So let's get started. I'm first going to take this out of here. And as you can see, I've got my spinach. So I will tell you guys right now, for me, I'm not a chef. I don't aspire to be a chef, but I do like to try simple recipes. My husband is one who's not picky. He's not a picky eater, so I can try new recipes on him and say, hey, did you like it? And it's not going to be an issue. I'm the picky eater, so when I cook, if I'm making something new, it's usually for my husband or whoever's in the household at the time that I'm cooking for to say, hey, try this, let me know what you think, let's give it a shot. So, first things first, and like I said, it's a new recipe, so I am reading from my cookbook over here, and so like I said, you'll see step by step how to do this. It's going to be a whole new thing. So the first thing I want to do, and like I said, I'm not a chef. I don't aspire to be a chef, so I'm not a timing type person. I don't always time things right. So let's try this. First thing is you want to start with preheating the oven at 350. So we're going to preheat the oven to 350. Always, always, always make sure there is nothing in your oven. I don't usually leave things in my oven, but with having house guests, you never know. People bring home food from work or leftovers get put in there. One time, I don't leave things in my oven. It's just not me. My husband one time decided he put a cake in the oven, like you get at Walmart, because I bought him a cake for coming home. It was a special surprise. Put it in the oven. He had told me it was there. I totally didn't think. I'm so used to just flipping on my oven and saying, let's go. And all of a sudden, smoke's coming out the oven, and I'm like, what the heck? And I've got melted plastic in my oven. How cool is that? Kind of cool. So, not. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the 1 pound of ground beef. And I've already washed my hands, but I'm still going to take my rings off just to be safe. But my hands are clean. We're going to start with clean hands. And here we go. We are going to open up the chicken package. Let me see if I can. Well, we were going to open this, but I guess I'm going to need a knife or scissors because it's a little too hard. There we go. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And I hope you guys are going to have a blessed new year. And the one thing I want to talk about, today, I do have a topic. I want to talk about New Year's resolutions because I know so many people who, I guess I'm going to be the struggle bus today. Struggling to get this. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to throw this away. One thing I really want to talk to you guys about for sure is I want to talk to you about New Year's resolutions because it is that time of the year. So there is 1 pound of ground chicken. But here's my thing. New Year's resolutions are great, but make things you feel you can obtain. Don't make them something that you won't stick with. And I'll explain more in a minute. So, after you do that, so what you want to start off with is you're going to thaw and drain, which is thawing and squeezing your spinach. And you need 10 ounces. So that's about a cup and 1/4. So 1 cup and 1/4 of spinach. Okay? And what you're going to do is place the ground chicken in here. Whoa! Place the spinach. So we got those out of the way. And then you're going to take ranch dressing, the dressing powder mix. And you're going to add that in there. Now, when I say that about making it obtainable, make it things that you know you can stick with. Here's the problem. Yes, you can set any goal you want. You can say, hey, my goal is to lose weight. That's fine. But make it a goal to lose weight that you can stick with. Don't, I got to lose 100 pounds by May. Say, hey, I'm going to lose 5 pounds in a month. Make it something you know you can stick with, you can enjoy, you can have fun with. Okay? Because I will tell you from my own personal experience, if I force myself to do something, if I put the bar too high, I'm going to give up and shut down and be like, nope, not doing it. And the other thing is, don't let other people distract you. There will be people out there who will try to hold you directly to what you say. Be like, stop. This is my journey. I know what I need to do to succeed. You are not going to deter me. You are not going to. Yes, it's good to have influencers and pushers, people who will help you along the way, but only if they help you the way you want to do it and keep doing things the way you need to do them. People who want to say, well, no, you're not doing it right. No, you should be doing it this way. No. You tell them, you want to help me on my journey and encourage me? That's fine, but encourage me the way I'm doing it. Okay? Telling me how wrong I'm doing something and telling me that I'm not doing good enough is really going to make me in particular, shut down. That's what makes me shut down, is when people, instead of pointing out the good that I'm trying to do, they say, well, that's not good enough. Or, well, you're only doing a little bit. It's not working. Okay. No. You have to remember to do things for yourself. Have encouragement from people, but tell them, encourage me to keep doing how I'm doing so that way I can do more later. You know, it's like when you're cooking. You know, they always say, only add a little bit because you can add more later. Only do a little bit because you can increase it later. So start with 5 pounds and then say, okay, I've done it. Now I'm going to try for 10. That's how I do my treadmill walks. I love walking on the treadmill. But for me, I have to increase it steadily. I start with 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes comes by and I'm still feeling good. I'm like, hey, I feel like I can do another 10. I don't set out and say, I'm doing 40 minutes today. I've got to do 40 minutes. No, I start low and say 10, and how I'm feeling helps me progress. And then, miracle, I've done 35 minutes, not even realizing it. Because I didn't set myself up to say, I got to do 35 minutes. Or I'm a failure. I didn't do that. Now, if that works for you, that's great. But I know what works for me, and that is me. Increments help me more. So, the other thing now, so once you have this in the bowl, all right, are we ready? Now, you can also, it says you can add garlic and onion powder. So, we are going to add. Now, I'm not going to add a whole bunch into this because, like I said, this is a new recipe. I'm not sure. So I think I'm only going to add maybe like 1/4 teaspoon of everything, of the garlic and onion, because I'm not sure about everything. I don't really know what I'm doing. So, you know what? Actually, I'm going to add a teaspoon or half. Yeah, we're going to add half a teaspoon. That's what I'm going to do. Done deal. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder and half a teaspoon of onion, granulated onion or onion powder. I'm assuming if you wanted, you could actually put onion flakes in here, which I do have, but I am not an onion fan. So I try to use these because I feel like if it doesn't have the consistency of onion, I might like it better. So that's what we're doing tonight. We are testing this out. We're testing the waters. Okay. So remember, we have the oven preheated at 350, set up and ready to go. And now I'm going to let me throw this back up here so we don't ruin anything. Hurrah, guys, let's go. All right. So now we get our hands a little dirtified. And I also have my baking sheet over here so I can whip up these meatballs. But you know what? It's going to be so good. So I'm going to try to move my mouse out the way here so I'm on it. And you guys are going to stare at a screen for a minute while I finish with this stuff. All right, let's go. So now we're going to mix all this together in this pan. And I use this glass pan so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. So it's clear and see-through. And like I said, we're just going to mix all this together. The spinach, the chicken, the dry ranch, Hidden Valley Ranch packet, and the garlic and onion powder. So like I said, this is just something new I'm trying. I've never made these before. It's not something I've ever made. It's not something I know much about, so we'll find out. But I did forget one tiny little ingredient, you guys, and this is an optional thing, but I thought about trying it. Was I wanted to put some mozzarella in the middle, but I don't think I'm going to do that yet. I think I'm going to wait and just leave them plain. I'll probably try that next time. I'll put a little cheese in there, but right now we're just, because you want to kind of mix in all the spinach. I'm strong to the spinach. Can't sing the real song, so I had to placate it a little, if you know where I'm going with that, because that's one of my favorites as a kid. So, mix this up real well. Get it all up down in there. Woo! And this says it should serve 5 to 6. So depending on how big or little you make your meatballs. I just like mine really mixed. All right. So now that we got all that mixed up, mix. All right. Now we can start making balls. Let's make up these meatballs. Ready, Freddy? Let's go. So, I'm just trying to get some of this so I don't have like a big pot of spinach in my meat. I want to kind of make sure it's all throughout the chicken. All right, let's try this. So you're just going to take a little bit, and like I said, you can make as big or as little, I believe, as you want. It doesn't really give dimensions for how big they need to be. It just says roll into meatballs, place on baking sheet, and bake at 350 for 15 to 20. Now remember, the size of your meatballs is going to determine your cook time. So keep that in mind. I know it's not something that, like, oh, we all know this, but hey, everyone, can be a virgin in the kitchen. Not everyone knows this stuff. It's not something everybody knows. So take it at face value that, hey, some people need to learn things just like I know I do. There's things I'm always learning. No matter how old you are, you never stop learning. There's always something new. So we're going to keep on rolling out the dough, rolling out the meatballs with spinach. There you go. I'll show you a little bit of it so you guys can see it. But yeah, getting back onto the topic, like I said, of doing that for New Year's resolutions. As I said, it's nice to have resolutions, have them, but make them things you know you can obtain, not things that are so high out of your level of comfort zone that when it comes time to do it, you don't have the will to do it or the want or the need. And that's what a lot of times we don't do. So, and I know for me, that's a big thing. I have to make sure that I feel comfortable with it. I can't just, say, oh, well, I need to lose 40 pounds right now, and then have people telling me, well, you didn't lose your 40 pounds. And that's another thing. If you are someone who's going to encourage someone, don't put them down for not fulfilling it completely. If a person says, I'm going to lose 10 pounds and they end up only losing 5, guess what? They lost 5 pounds still. They tried their best. It's not for you to say, well, you were going for 10. You didn't make the mark. It's saying, hey, good on you. You lost 5. You can keep going. So if you're going to be an encourager, encourage people, and keep them going. Don't drag them down for what they didn't finish or didn't get accomplished. Lift them up for what they did. That's what you got to do. So I'm going to cut this one down a little bit. Got it too big. I'm trying, if I make them bigger, I don't have as much, and I want to make enough for everybody in the house to have some. So I'm just trying to make sure I make enough for everybody. So that's just me, though. Myself, I like to make enough for everybody to have some. So, and I will show you about the size I'm making, and then tell you how many that it made me. Probably a little bigger than a golf ball, but right there's my size. And so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 so far in that size. So it's about the size I'm going for. Make it up. So yeah, I just, I honestly do believe that you can do more good if you help people out like that versus, the way people do it nowadays, and they just want to tear people down, and it's just not worth it. Seriously, not worth it, guys. Building people up builds so many more bridges than tearing them down and burning them. Because you burn your bridges, you ain't got nothing left. I'll tell you that much. And I know that from just general life. So we're going to split this one into 2. So I think this made about 12 meatballs. I'm going to take one down here because it's a little bigger, and I'm going to take this down just a touch. And so I have a couple here that are a little big, and I need to add some to the others. So yep, we're going to have meatballs. So this makes about 12 meatballs. From what I gathered, I got about 12 here. I'm just cutting down and making some a little smaller because they're a little big, and I don't want them too big. You want them relatively about the same size so that they all cook relatively evenly. Alrighty then, let me take this down a little, add it to this one. Like I said, these are going to be, I think they're going to be really good. Like I said, I'm not a big spinach fan, and I've never really done ground chicken, but there's always, like they say, a new time for everything. You can try new everything. So that's what we're doing. We are trying new of everything, making things. So that's what we are doing. Hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. All right, last one. I'm just getting it ready. Now, I am going to wash my hands, and then we are going to pop these in the oven, and we will chat. Gotta have clean hands. Make sure you get everything clean. Don't want to spread anything. Don't want to get the kids or get anyone sick. off underneath my fingernails. Now, here's what I like to do, and this is just me, okay? I thoroughly enjoy when I cook if it gives me a time, like, in between the middle. So this says between 15 to 20. So I can go in the middle and say, like, 17 to 15. Because, like I said, you can always add more, but you can't take away. So I'm going to start with 15 and see how that comes out. And then after 15, we will check in on them. So, but then this is it. So I like this recipe. It seemed pretty simple. It's kind of a one-pot mixer. A lot for it. So we're going to clean up a little, and then we are going to have a jam sesh, people. And I know it's weird me saying jam sesh, but I'm a 90s baby. It was our big word, and it's a big word that I love to use. So, hello, people. Welcome. All right. So, what I'm going to do now that we got some time, I'm going to bring over a stool over on this side and sit and chat with you guys. And we're going to have a talk while we wait. So, I also want to share with you, this is the recipe book I am cooking from called Art of Healthy Cooking. I got it at the Medical University of South Carolina. It was made by the Women's Heart Association. We were down there visiting my husband's brother when we were down there, and I got this, and it's a really neat cookbook. It's got some really neat recipes. On the next recipe I'll be sharing with you guys, which will either be later on tonight or